So this Saturday night, of course, everyone should know, is NXT TakeOver. NXT TakeOver.
Sorry about my keyboard, by the way.
You're fine. NXT
Thank you.
TakeOver comes to us from the Scotiabank Arena. Everything Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday is coming to us from the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. And we do know that we are getting TakeOver. There are 5 matches announced for the show. And I think this is going to be a pretty good show.
I think so. Yeah, okay. Tim, that's not a very controversial thing to say. You think an NXT show is going to be good?
I think this is going to be one of the better shows.
Yeah, they have had
one of the better takeovers in a while. Because the matches we do have on here. So the first match here, making her NXT TakeOver debut, Candice LeRae taking on the now heel Io Shirai.
This sucks because I think Io Shirai as a heel is like money.
She has to win.
Does she?
Yes, because they're pushing her so hard as a heel right now. They would kind of just kill the turn if she loses this quickly. But she really hasn't done much. This is her first feud. She really hasn't done much since becoming a heel.
So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'm assuming that this, in theory, they're going to treat this as a number 1 contenders match, right? Whoever wins this will most likely be going for the belt next.
I can see that.
And we say this a million times. If Shayna doesn't drop it here, she has to drop it to Shirai.
So you don't... Well, we'll get to that when that match comes with their predictions. But I honestly think Io Shirai has to win for the straight fact that it would kill the whole heel turn.
Yeah, it would.
It would just make it seem like, oh, she turned heel because they needed another heel. Like, that's how it would come off if she lost to Candice, which, unfortunately, Candice is going to be the sacrifice here. So, I'm going Io Shirai. Looks like the chat's also going Io as well.
That's what I like to hear, boys.
So, next up, with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line,
this is going to be fun.
The Street Profits defending against the Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. I'm going Undisputed Era, and I'll tell you, you'll see a theme in my picks once we're done with this.
Well, I know what your theme is, and my theme is the exact same. So before we talk about it, thanks Jeremiah Jones, thanks Double J for the $5. I remember when the stream used to get 20 live views. Now look, been here since 2016. Thanks, lad. Love you. Anyway, I know the theme you're going for. Do we want to say it now, or do we want to just let them figure it out?
We'll let them figure it out.
All right. So I've got Undisputed Era winning this.
And this one's kind of...
It's like a two-parter.
Yeah, even not going off of what we think can happen overall throughout the night, Street Profits coming up to the main roster, they got to drop them titles.
Exactly.
There's a reason they haven't wrestled yet. WWE, really loves the Street Profits to the point that they don't want them to look... They don't want them to look any way on the main roster, good or bad, or I don't want to say good or bad, but possibly look bad while still having the NXT tag titles. So I think they drop the titles and then they can finally wrestle on Raw.
I'd like that. I think that'd be great.
Because I heard Heyman just loves their act.
That's great. You know, if Heyman likes you got to be doing something right down there.
Yeah, and think about how long Angelo Dawkins has been in developmental. Until he finally found something that clicked.
But you know what's great is that's all it takes.
Remember Jason Jordan?
Do you think that was the same way for Kofi? Kofi really needed something. No, he was a middle card, just like blood, dude.
Well, think about it. Kofi had always been someone that the fans liked. It was just he was never somebody that the company would get behind.
Yeah, okay, that's a bad example then.
But here's a good example. The same kind of like Angelo Dawkins example. Jason Jordan.
Yeah.
Jason Jordan was a nobody going nowhere on the NXT roster. They had him teaming with Ty Dillinger at one time, went nowhere. Finally put him with Gable in American Alpha. Dude, everyone loved him until they made him Kurt's son.
Fuck off. Holy shit, bro. That entire year of wrestling was burned from the fucking parts of my mind that I had left. And oh my god, it's like fucking...
But
it's like hearing a song that makes you think of like your ex. I just hate myself now. Why am I thinking about Kurt Angle's illegitimate son story? Wrestling is dumb.
sometimes, yeah.
Ugh.
So then moving
Sorry.
forward,
It's stinky. Anyway.
the NXT Women's Championship on the line. We've got Shayna Baszler defending against Mia Yim. One would assume, based off of the storyline, Shayna's going to have to go it alone, maybe,
Yeah.
because Mia has attacked both of, Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. I still love when she sneak attacked, or kind of sneak attacked Jessamine in the locker room.
No, no, that's not even the best one.
Which one was the best one then?
Ugh.
You think the best one was the Shafir one with the car? You think her screaming, what was it that she yelled? Surprise, motherfucker! And then kicking her into the locker and smashing her arm in the locker was not better?
You're telling what's more badass? Beating someone to the point where they're sitting down on the ground, their backs on their car, and you just repeatedly shut the door on their fucking
that.
block. That's that would kill a bitch.
But she basically did the same thing to Jessamine with a locker. But the better part was she came in, she didn't even try to sneak attack her. She just goes, "Hey, surprise, motherfucker!"
Who said that? Which Samuel L. Jackson?
Mia
Jack
said that.
Jack Patillo?
Mia said that to
No,
frickin-
what did the line come from?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like a Samuel L. Jackson line.
I kinda wanna ask my Google and just say surprise motherfucker.
What?
Welcome to the show
So-
where I got a little too high.
This one I'm torn by. Because every prediction we go, Shayna's got to drop it, right? And then she fucking doesn't.
That's true.
Like, at this
That's
point...
that's the story, and I think that's what is getting Mia Yim, or not Mia Yim. That's what's keeping Shayna Baszler's heat going. It's just like, but pretty soon that's gonna die out. She has the like, oh fuck you, when do you? She has like that like kind of old school Flair heat where they're like, the only reason we really want to watch and we're invested is because we want to see her drop the belt.
Exactly.
But what sucks is that unlike Flair, this is starting to get kind of boring. Yeah,
because...
like Flair did it well because he changed up everything. Everything is the exact same between like, I don't need anyone to help me. They help her. The help gets taken out. They do the match. The help comes back. She wins.
So you use Ric Flair as an example. I would use Charlotte Flair as an example. 2016. Charlotte would always keep that damn belt or always win it back really quickly. And it's like, really? Charlotte? Still the champion? And it's the same thing. It's like, Shayna's great. We need to see her on the main roster. Just drop the damn belt. And it's not her decision or anything. Like, she would probably like to come to the main roster. But it's just like,
Here's the
she's
thing.
so good in NXT, they almost want to keep the belt on her so Vince doesn't call her up.
Here's the thing. Kenny Knoll just said something. He said everyone is getting called up. Now, I don't think if you're in NXT, you necessarily always have to be called up. Because I don't think Shayna Baszler would do good on the main roster.
Why? I do.
I just think there's too many already established names for
In the women's division? On the heel side?
not even on the heel side. I feel like with that women's division, you can't not chalk that up to heels and faces. You can't.
They just turned Natty this week. They finished her heel turn.
Well, what I'm saying is like, there's not enough to classify heel face in my opinion.
And that's why we need more.
Right.
We need more heels on the main roster for the women's division.
You don't think someone like Shayna's gonna struggle on main? Her promos aren't great, dude. She's not the best on the mic.
You think half of them women are that great on the mic?
No, but I think a majority are.
You think she's worse than Charlotte, Miss Robot?
Here's the thing. Miss Robot is fine because Miss Robot hits 90% of her lines, but what's not good is, like...
I think Shayna's pretty good with what they give her in NXT.
You know what she sounds like?
What?
She sounds like Nelson from The Simpsons.
What?
She sounds like Nelson! She's like, hey, you little dweeb. I don't know why Nelson sounds like he's gonna fucking rape me, but hey, you little...
What?
Like, he's like all nasally, you know what I mean? Like, she just sounds like a middle school bully, and I just don't think that would work. I don't know.
That's she's supposed to be, the bully.
I'm glad Chris Barron got a laugh out of that one. Thanks, Eli Bands. He said, Nick, you right, bro. Samuel L. Jackson.
Anyways,
Let's continue the predictions. We're getting
like,
way
I
off.
want to pick Mia Yim because I think Mia Yim, and we need a new champion in NXT. Shayna's been champion for how long? Put it on a babyface. Mia Yim, the crowd loves her in NXT. Why not? But at the same time, it's like it's hard to predict against Shayna because every time we think Shayna's going to drop it, she doesn't. So I'm just going to say, fuck it, Shayna keeps the belt.
I'm saying Mia Yim. I'm saying they're going to start pushing these girls. They got to start pushing these, like, really talented, really good independent wrestling girls. Push them, please, for the love of God.
So the next match we got,
Yep.
it's a triple threat with a North American Championship on the line. Velveteen Dream defending against Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. I'm going Roderick Strong.
I'll be the first one to say that this match, in theory, doesn't matter. This doesn't matter.
Why?
Because this is one of the ones where, sure, Velveteen is champion, but people probably think if he drops it, it's not the end of it. Think about the people in the match. People are content with, cool, Velveteen has the chance to drop it to Roddy, which would set up what we think is going to happen. He could drop it to the Pete Dunne, who could make a little bit of a story about that and maybe have some cross promotion in NXT between NXT here and NXT UK.
Hear me out though.
Go ahead.
I was told today that there were talks as of this week, some wanting Pete Dunne on SmackDown. Now don't quote me on that, but that's what I was told that was talked about. Nothing like, oh, this is gonna happen, but it was people brought up the idea of bringing Pete Dunne to SmackDown to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. Think about that, Pete Dunne versus Nakamura.
I don't really give a shit about Nakamura. I don't think he hasn't been all that interesting lately, if I'm being completely honest. But
not his fault.
True, you're not wrong. Going back to what I was saying, everything kind of lines up on this pay-per-view to kind of go one clear, decisive way. Like there's a chance. I don't want to say there's a 50-50 chance it'll happen, but it most likely will.
Something that has to happen, and if it doesn't happen now, it's not going to happen.
Exactly. We'll get to that once we get to the main event. But I think you just have Strong win this belt. No one's going to be upset that Velveteen dropped it. No one would be shocked that Dunne didn't win it. All three of these motherfuckers are going to put on a bang. This is the NXT match that is like, this is the NXT match. You know what I mean? When you think NXT matches, you're like, oh, Cesaro, Sammy, and then like this triple threat.
Right.
In my opinion, because it's just like this is the quintessential, like this is what it looks like to watch an independent match, but in the WWE.
What about our main event? Like,
Well, we'll get there.
Are you going? So who are you going with? Strong?
Yeah.
So both going Strong, and then we got the main event. It's a 2 out of 3 falls match. Adam Cole defending against Johnny Gargano, and when you say a match that just feels like an independent match, that's this match right here.
That's true, Chief.
And so Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano both got to pick a stipulation for one of the 3 falls. Adam Cole said, I just want a straight-up wrestling match. Singles match. Nothing fancy. Gargano said, street fight. And then if it goes to a third fall, which it's WWE,
it has to.
It 99.9% of the time goes to the third fall. Regal will make that third fall, make the stipulation. Don't know what the stipulation is yet. I haven't seen NXT tonight to see if he did name it, but I wouldn't name it until it's time. Like, if they get to the third fall, then Regal should come out on the stage and be like, well, no. I think Regal should announce it on the pre-show. Because if it's like a cage match or a ladder match, you'd have to announce that prior.
Why would you have to announce that prior? Yeah,
why the fuck is the cage hanging at the top of this arena? But
yeah,
I think it's a little weak with the whole one fall is just a regular match. Like, you couldn't have added a stipulation to both falls.
No, because I like that. I like the idea of, like, I'm going to be the best pure wrestler.
Yeah, I guess. That's kind of what Adam Cole did say.
Am I just far behind?
Why?
I am. Because my screen popped up and said Io Shirai. And Io Shirai. Anyway, I worry about this match.
Why? Their last
I
2
don't know.
matches were 4 3/4 and 5-star matches.
I worry about this match because the same thing how Gargano's and Ciampa's last match wasn't quite as spark as their first 2 were.
But you also got to think that last match with Gargano and Ciampa was hurt.
While Ciampa was hurt, but you then start to wonder, they're starting to rehash things they've done already. So, this third fall is going to have to make or break the match, in my opinion.
Right.
It'll be, because, they've done the street fight angle with both motherfuckers.
True.
Johnny Gargano is going to be in 4 straight street fights this year. That's fucking bonkers.
You're not wrong.
When are we gonna get tired of this motherfucker in street fights?
You
know what I mean?
When he loses this match to Adam Cole and comes to the main roster.
Oh, you psychopathic fuck! What do you mean when he loses this match and comes to the main Johnny Gargano on the main roster right now?
It was supposed to happen earlier this year. Vince wanted him up earlier in the year.
Where?
Where? Here's the thing.
SmackDown?
He was going to come up with Ciampa as a tag team. That was the plan.
No shit, because they did the couple weeks of having them on there.
But now he would probably come up as a singles, and that makes things even more hard.
No.
You think they wait?
Do you have them? Well, here's what they'll do. I feel like they need to end up a tag team ASAP.
Well, Ciampa can come back. The word going around is Ciampa will be back. Could be back in the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next tapings.
You could either get them to come at the same time, or if you want Gargano on there, Monday night, you have him come up, just have some random ass tag team attack him.
But here's the thing: if Ciampa is supposed to come back at the NXT tapings, from what we're hearing, that's the rumor going around. And you can't have him come back at the tapings and also be setting up a storyline for him to come to the main roster, because the NXT tapings would maybe spoil all of that.
Yeah.
Because they're taped in advance.
Yeah.
Because my whole theory was he comes to the tapings, which most likely will be next week. I haven't looked at the schedule. I can look it up right now. He doesn't wrestle at those tapings. He sets up an angle. Maybe he does a brawl with somebody. Doesn't actually have a match. And then at the next set of tapings, because they always do 2 tapings and then a takeover. So at that second set of tapings, he can have his return match or something. Because he keeps saying on social media, "I want back when I come back. I want my title back because I never lost it."
Or they just say fuck it and retcon that and just send them motherfuckers up to main Monday night. Don't have Ciampa do anything.
You know how pissed Triple H would be.
You know what? Yeah, I do, but man, that's money. That's money.
DIY on the main roster as a tag team? Yeah.
That's money. That's them and the Viking Raiders, bro. Holy fuck.
DIY versus the Revival. We've seen it in the past. Give me that.
Oh, give me a WrestleMania kick. Not even kickoff, but the first match on the card of Mania. Oh, I need a new pair of jeans. I need new jeans. So we kept. Hold on.
Go for it.
Well, what I was gonna say is to get back to the prediction. We're talking as if Gargano's gonna lose, because he is gonna lose. So at the end of the night, Undisputed Era can hold all the gold.
What has Adam Cole been saying all year? 2019 is the year of the Undisputed Era. We're gonna hold all the gold. Also, what is this takeover? The 2-year anniversary of the Undisputed Era.
They've all got to be holding the fucking gold.
The show has to end with all of them on at the top of the stage, doing their Undisputed Era pose, and all of them with gold. It's got to. I know.
I love it.
There have been talks of bringing Adam Cole up. He can drop that title shortly after. But I think the money shot is seeing all of them with the gold.
Here's the thing. In NXT, you can just go for the money shots half the time. It's fine, dude. And this is a money shot that they wouldn't even be. This isn't a big risk idea.
No.
They're not gambling the last of their money. They're sitting pretty on gold. And, oh God, I'm so excited for this takeover.
So as far as the next set of TV tapings, if you go to the NXT Tickets website, they do have tapings, one-night tapings at Full Sail on the 15th, which is, if I look at my calendar, a week from tomorrow.
Nice.
So a week from tomorrow, they will have the next set of NXT TV tapings. And when you think about it, after a WrestleMania, well, usually after WrestleMania, not this year though, they didn't really do anything really like new and fresh. But a lot of times they do after SummerSlam. So we could see something. I know they've got Killian Dane back down there. And that's somebody that Triple H really likes.
Oh, yeah.
And so he's feuding right now kind of with Riddle. We don't know what's going to be next for Matt Riddle. We don't know. It depends. Like the women's division, it depends on who wins as far as like who's got the belt coming out, because we don't know who can challenge. If Shayna's still got the belt, then we'll get another babyface challenger. But if Mia's got the belt, then another heel can maybe step up.
Io.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh, Io versus Mia would actually be pretty good.
Be a banger.
But with that, those are NXT TakeOver predictions.